All right, y'all. This video's rapper Lil Tony says he has a scary encounter with the devil.
You had an
Let's hear
encounter with the
about
devil?
this.
Yeah,
I didn't even know about that. Can you like,
they booked me for a photo shoot. This is what made me start getting into God right before I got locked up again.
yeah.
This how I knew God was talking to me though. I was straddling the fence still on belief. This is why I was telling you I didn't know what to believe because I was getting into all the spirituality. I ain't know what to believe, and God sent me a real encounter. So I went up. I got booked for a photo shoot. They took me all the way up this mountain. I was on top of the mountain. We finished the photo shoot. They have OD cars. They got a 3-seater.
He keeps saying they, but who's they? Like, who's these people who booked this photo shoot for him?
McLaren. They got a Ferrari. And I'm asking them like, how y'all get all this money? How y'all do this? They like, we do demonic rituals. I'm laughing.
Whoa.
Like, no, you don't, bro. I'm like, how you get this money? Don't put me on. I'm trying to get like y'all. Like, nah, we do demonic rituals. I say, so what type of demonic ritual? He say, the Illuminati never talked to you. I'm laughing. I'm still laughing at him. Like, bro, you playing game. Like, why y'all playing with me?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That is crazy. Like, they just straight up told him, oh, yeah, we do demonic rituals. That's how we get all this. They probably say it with a straight face, too. Like, yeah. And he's like, bro, y'all niggas tripping, bro. Like, for real, bro. Like, how y'all... So I could see why he not really believing it, but let's keep listening.
How y'all getting this money? He like, bro, no, for real. Leonardo DiCaprio do all the initiation. I'm like, what? I'm like, who is that? What is you talking about, gang? He was like, he giving me a list of people who all did it. I'm gonna keep it PG-13. He was basically saying either you let them peg you or you do oral, and you'll get whatever you want. Tell them what you want. If you want to be the next big actress, next big whoever, I can take you to somebody. And all you gotta let them do is just do what they want to do to you, just for a night. Do some gay, basically do some gay.
Do some gay shit.
That's what he was telling me. I'm like, hell no, you playing, gang. You playing. So I'm still not trying to believe this. And he like, this when they get to laughing, they like, oh, we need to take him to the booty club. I'm like, man, stop playing with me, bro. He like, bro, I can make it happen. Now, while they doing all this, I'm trying to call my Uber. We on top of the mountain though.
So
I don't got no service.
Uber too.
So I'm like, all right, I see which one needs to work on me. They take off. The people who booked me, they take off. Like I tell them, I'm like, all right, y'all can take me to y'all Korean barbecue. I'm telling them this because they was telling me, they was like, when I start calling my Uber, my flight was finna take off. So they was like, man, your flight finna take off anyway. Let us just get you a hotel and you can come get some food at our Korean barbecue. I'm like, at first I was like, nah. But then I ain't had no service to get downstairs. Get down the hill.
Right.
So I'm telling them, take me down to the bottom of the mountain. When I'm not telling them this, but in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna let them take me to the Korean barbecue. Then when we get down there, I'm gonna just call me an Uber and go. Nice. So I tell them, like, take me down to the Korean barbecue. They like, okay, Shmoo, good, okay, boom. The people who booked me left. After they leave, I'm in the car with the other dude that they called up to have a photo shoot with me or take pictures, because he come up and he like to take pictures with celebrities to make him look like he was rich or famous. I get in the car with him in the 3-seater McLaren. This man, as we going down, see, on the way up, we go all the way up, like in the swivel, like all the way around the mountain. Yeah. On the way down, we take a right. So he not going the same way that we came up. So I'm like, what the hell? So then that's what I try. I'm like, okay. I'm like, take me to go get some McDonald's, gang. I'm like, Ishmael, I want to go get some McDonald's. He said, we not going to take you to get no McDonald's. We spent all this money to get you up here. This face change, gang. In front of me. You see Venom? Like,
yeah, like
Spider-Man?
Yeah, from Spider-Man.
Kind of like that. It wasn't like OD, like long, like the veins, OD long out his face. It was probably about this wide. Like, face change. I'm like, what the? Like, it's probably about like right here. Like, all I can say, bro, it was like, kind of like the Sandman. Like how you'll see somebody morph into something. Yeah. It's like that. It threw me all the way off. So I'm confused now. I'm like, okay. I didn't know how to get out the car. I would have been got out the car. We in the 3-seater McLaren, so it's like a button you got to push to get up out of there.
Gotcha.
So he backing in. Now he backing into somebody driveway. He smack her mailbox. So Now he hit the button and he get up out of there. He hit the button and get up out of there. I see the button. I'm getting up out of there too. I hit the button. Guess what? It's a mailman come out of nowhere. I run up to him like, hey, bro, let me get in the back of your truck. He looking at me like, what the hell? No. I look at him. I'm like, bro, just let me get in the back of your truck, bro. Like, please, just take me down. Take me down to the bottom. Please, just take me down to the bottom. It was God. He took me down to the bottom. Like, if I were him, I wouldn't have took me down to the bottom. Some random trying to get in the back of my truck. Hell no. He took me down to the bottom, and I called an Uber, and I just left. The whole thing was just, I felt it in my spirit. As soon as I got up to the top of that mountain, it was something off.
Something wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I've never seen no motion like that. Like, where I'm from, like, 100,000, that's smooth. Like, we hunt, that's hood rich. You get you 100,000, you up. 100,000, get you a nice car, a little spot, you good. Like, these folk having real money.
So you knew, like, based on their stats, like, there was something wrong. And
it wasn't even that. It was the fact of how, when I got up there,
just gave me
first of all,
chills,
that
I ain't
whole
gonna lie.
mountain just felt funny.
Damn.
Then, when it was time for me to go, it started kicking in. When I was trying to get my Uber, and I seen that they had me at the top of the mountain, no service, no nothing. And they came up here. Out of everybody, they came up to the one spot. I'm like, man, hell no.
Something not right.
you knew something was off.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you even then, like, you knew from that moment, like, man, I can't be doing that. Even before you were fully submitted to Christ, and now looking back on it, it's crazy how, like, the devil will overplay his hand, and then you, like, literally, this guy's like, yeah, bro, we do demonic rituals, and it's like normal, and you're like, what?
Facts.
That's crazy. And now you're serving the Lord, and you're just like, dude, these guys. I think there's a big encouragement there just to let, like, our battle's not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, and I really believe the devil's overplaying his hand now. And
He definitely is.
That's some real stuff.
That's basically what I was saying, though. I just wanted to give my testimony. Cause the reason I'm telling this story is because it comes from me. Like, where I'm from, I ain't gonna say necessarily believe in the devil, but we don't really pay attention to the devil. Like, it's not big. We trying to get some money and stay out the way. That's it. Get some money, get fly, stay out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For me to actually see that in my face, I was just, see, what I'm trying to say is this coming from me, bro. If you know me, you know me. If you don't know me, then the people on camera, you ain't got to believe me. I don't care.
yeah,
But if you know me, you know I don't do no capping. I'm not lying.
yeah,
I don't just lie. I don't just talk.
yeah.
I really saw this.
I believe it.
And it made me, that's what made me know that the devil and God was real. But that's what made me start to understand what is the real God. Since the devil real, what is the real God?
Yeah,
And within this last year, that was done 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But that was like a year and a half. But within this year and a half, that's what's been getting me closer to God. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, because you saw the darkness,
I seen it.
and now you're in the light with Jesus.
This is why I have to use my influence for good, like how you doing, because the only thing that's important is winning souls. And if to anybody out there who isn't Christian, I just hope you live a godly lifestyle, because greed will never get you to where you want to be in life.
It's facts.
It's
Facts.
different brackets. It's a certain group of people who own everything, and when you get to a certain level of influence, you can no longer be on the fence. And what I'm saying is, if I own everything, and your level of influence is getting to the point where you can put a movement together that can possibly break down my empire, you gotta go. Because it's business. This is what they say, it's business. So if you're hurting my pockets, and then you have enough to not only hurt my pockets, but start building your own empire like how I did, this world ain't big enough for the both of us. It's my world. That's how they look at it.
Greed.
And they own everything. And we don't fight against flesh or blood. We fight against principalities and rulers in higher places.
Spiritual.
The devil is the highest ruler under the devil, becomes his pawns. And with his pawns, who runs this world? The devil. But okay, if the devil runs this world, then who else is running this world?
Right.
In the physical.
Right.
If devil runs it in the spiritual, who runs it in the physical? I ain't even got to do all that. Just do your own research on who runs it in the physical. And then when you start saying, oh, they run it, well, who else is rich? And who else is getting to this paper like them? Everybody who has influence, they ain't pushing Jesus.
Right.
They ain't pushing
Right.
Jesus. You don't see Jesus on TV.
Yeah.
You see sex, money, murder.
Yeah.
That's what you see.
Yep.
So why is the people who own everything pushing sex, money, murder? And why in the Bible does it say Revelation 3:9? In Revelation 3:9, why does it say that? And you say, damn. Well,
Hold on, let's go to that real quick. Oh, I gotta pull it from over here. He said Revelations 3:9. Oh shit. Revelations 3:9. Jesus addresses the faithful church in Philadelphia, promising that their opponents. I don't like ESV. I want. Behold, I will make them a synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. This verse is part of Jesus Christ's letter to the faithful church in Philadelphia. It addresses a group of hostile religious opponents, described as the synagogue of Satan, who claims to be God's chosen people but reject Christ, promising that they will eventually be humbled and forced to acknowledge God's love for the church. Oh, wow. Whoa. And it's so crazy he said that when you find out who, because he, like I said at the beginning, he kept saying they, and I'm like, who is these people he's saying they? And then right here it says the people who claim to be God's chosen people but reject Christ. And I'm not gonna lie, there's a group of people who specifically meet that criteria right there that I just highlighted, who claim to be God's chosen people but reject Christ. And like he said, do your own research on that and you'll figure out exactly who those people are. But let's finish this video real quick.
it's a certain group of people who own everything. And anybody who went against it, they died. Anybody who got a little bit of influence and push something opposite than what the people who own everything is pushing, they died. So why is that? Because Jesus is the real way. They're pushing the opposite of Jesus because they believe something other than Jesus. But Jesus is the only way.
Damn. Hey, that's Lil Tony right there. That was a great video. I ain't gonna lie. That was a great video. Let's get into some more though.